What's up, Broncos Country? Get ready because we just received information that's going to shake things up. I just watched the latest statements from our coordinators and, man, there's stuff happening behind the scenes that you need to know. Vance Joseph dropped some truths about Alex Singleton that will make you understand why this guy is fundamental to our defense. And Joe Lombardi? My friend, his words about Evan Engram will get you even more excited for this season. But hold on, family, because what I'm about to reveal here will show you exactly how these guys are shaping our team to dominate the season. Stay with me until the end, because there are details that will make you see our roster with different eyes. Look here, folks. Let's start talking about one of the most underrated guys on our roster, Alex Singleton. Vance Joseph just opened up about what really happens when Singleton is on the field, and the revelations are impressive. You know how the inside linebacker position works, right, family? It's literally the heart of the defense. It's the guy who needs to read plays, command teammates, and make decisive tackles. And Joseph made it clear that Singleton isn't just a player at this position. He's the guy who makes all the difference. The defensive coordinator was straight to the point. When Singleton is on the field, the entire defense functions differently. We're not just talking about statistics, folks. We're talking about leadership, communication, making every player around him feel more confident and prepared. Imagine the situation. 3rd down. Opposing team needs crucial yards, and who's there? In the middle of the field organizing our defense? Singleton. He doesn't just do his part. He elevates the level of everyone around him. Joseph highlighted something many fans don't notice watching games on television: Singleton's ability to anticipate plays. This guy reads the opposing offense like an open book. When the quarterback is still deciding where to throw the ball, Singleton is already moving to the right position. And look how interesting what the coordinator revealed. Singleton isn't just an executor of defensive plays, he's practically an assistant coach on the field. Joseph said he frequently sees Singleton adjusting teammates' positioning during the snap, correcting angles, and ensuring our defense is always one step ahead. Broncos Country, can you imagine the impact of this? When you have an inside linebacker who thinks like a coordinator but acts like a warrior, you have a fundamental piece for any defensive scheme to work perfectly. But it gets even more interesting when Joseph talks about Singleton's versatility. This guy isn't just good against the run or just in pass coverage, he's complete. Joseph made it clear he can count on Singleton in any game situation, whether it's 1st down, 4th down, or in the red zone. And there's a detail Joseph mentioned that really caught my attention: the energy Singleton brings to practice. Folks, everyone knows the NFL season is long, exhausting, and maintaining intensity throughout the entire preparation is challenging. Singleton doesn't just maintain his own level, he pulls the entire team up. Joseph said he frequently observes other defensive players trying to keep up with Singleton's pace in practice. This creates a healthy, competitive environment where everyone wants to give their maximum because they see the leader setting an example. Hey, if you're enjoying this exclusive information about our Denver Broncos family, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell. That way you stay on top of everything happening with our team. Now let's talk about the offensive side, Broncos Country. Joe Lombardi dropped information about Evan Engram that will make you understand why this tight end could be a key piece for our season. First thing Lombardi highlighted, Engram's versatility is something different. Folks, tight end nowadays isn't just that big guy who blocks on the line. Football has evolved, and players like Engram represent this evolution. Lombardi was clear in explaining how he plans to use Engram in the offensive system. This guy can line up as a traditional tight end, can run routes like a wide receiver, can even be used in creative formations that will confuse opposing defenses. But what impressed me most in the coordinator's words was when he talked about Engram's ability to create mismatches. Family, do you know what this means in football? It means putting the opponent in a situation where they don't have a perfect answer. If the opposing defense puts a linebacker to cover Engram, he has a speed advantage. If they put a defensive back, he has a physical advantage. Lombardi made it clear this versatility will be exploited to the maximum during the season. And there's another interesting point Lombardi mentioned. The chemistry engram is developing with our quarterback. Folks, timing in football is everything. It doesn't matter if you have the best receiver in the world if he's not synchronized with whoever is throwing the ball. Lombardi said he's observed constant evolution in this connection between Engram and our quarterback in practice. Routes are being executed with millimetric precision, and this makes all the difference when you're in a third down situation and need to convert. But let's also talk about the technical side, because Lombardi revealed details that show Engram's level of preparation. This guy doesn't just execute plays. He understands the why behind every movement, every route, every adjustment. The coordinator mentioned that Engram frequently suggests small adjustments to plays during practice, showing he really understands the offensive system as a whole. This is fundamental, family, because when you have players who think about the game and don't just execute, your tactical options multiply. Lombardi also talked about Engram's work ethic, and this made me even more confident in this guy's potential. Working hard in the NFL isn't a differentiator, it's mandatory. But working intelligently, focused, and always seeking evolution, that makes the difference. And look how interesting. Lombardi revealed that Engram has shown leadership with younger players in the tight end and receiver group. This is crucial for the team's overall development, especially considering we always have rookies and early career players who need to adapt to the professional level. The coordinator said he frequently sees Engram helping other players with technical details, explaining route concepts, and sharing experience. This mentor mentality is something coaches value a lot because it strengthens the entire group. Broncos Country. Now let's connect the dots and understand how this information from the coordinators reveals our team's direction for this season. When you have an inside linebacker like Singleton commanding the defense and a versatile tight end like Engram diversifying the attack, you're building a balanced and unpredictable team. This is exactly what we need to compete at the highest level. Joseph and Lombardi made it clear, each in their own way, that these players aren't just pieces of the system, they're catalysts that make the system work better. Singleton elevates the entire defense, Engram multiplies offensive options. Let's think from a tactical perspective, family. A defense that has solid leadership in the middle can quickly adapt to different offensive formations we're going to face. And an offense that has a versatile weapon like Engram can create favorable situations regardless of the opposing defensive scheme. But there's something even deeper in all this. Joseph and Lombardi weren't just talking about players. They were revealing the work philosophy being implemented, a philosophy based on game intelligence, versatility, and leadership. This approach shows maturity in roster construction. We're not just gathering individual talents, we're building a team where each piece enhances the others. Singleton makes the entire defense play better, Engram makes the entire offense more dangerous. And look how interesting when you analyze both coordinators' comments together. Both highlighted the players' ability to elevate their teammates' level. This isn't coincidence, family. This is deliberate strategy to form a group that strengthens each other. Joseph mentioned how Singleton positively influences other defensive players in practice. Lombardi talked about how Engram helps in developing younger players. This type of distributed leadership is what builds winning teams. Talk to me, Broncos Country. Can you see how this will impact our games? A more communicative and organized defense, an offense with more tactical options. We're talking about a more complete team. And there's another important aspect, the confidence the coordinators showed in these players. When Joseph talks about being able to count on Singleton in any situation, he's saying he has a reliable defensive anchor. When Lombardi highlights Engram's versatility, he's revealing he has a powerful tactical tool. This confidence from coaches transmits to the entire team, family. When you know you can count on solid leadership on both sides of the ball, you play with more security and aggressiveness. Now let's dive deeper into the technical analysis of these revelations. Broncos Country. What does this information really mean for our season, starting with defense? Having an inside linebacker like Singleton isn't luxury, it's necessity. In the modern NFL, with increasingly complex and fast offenses, you need someone in the middle of the defense who can adapt instantly. Joseph made it clear that Singleton offers exactly that. Think about the situations we'll face. Teams with explosive running backs, mobile quarterbacks, creative formations with multiple receivers. In each of these situations, having Singleton as the brain of the defense gives us real competitive advantage. And there's an important tactical detail. Joseph mentioned Singleton's ability to make pre-snap adjustments. This means our defense can adapt to opposing offensive formations in real time, not just follow the original game plan. On the offensive side, Lombardi's words about Engram reveal exciting tactical possibilities. A tight end who can function effectively both as a blocker and as a receiver opens up a huge range of play-calling options. Imagine the situations, red zone, where space is limited and you need players who can create separation in congested areas. Engram offers that. Long third downs, where you need someone reliable to find the gaps in the defense. Engram offers that too. Lombardi was smart to highlight versatility because this forces opposing defenses to prepare for multiple possibilities. When you can't predict how a player will be used, it becomes harder to create a specific game plan against him. And look how interesting when we analyze this from a team development standpoint. Both coordinators highlighted aspects that go beyond individual statistics. Joseph talked about impact on the group. Lombardi mentioned leadership with young players. This reveals a mature approach to roster building, family. We're not just accumulating talents. We're forming a team where experienced veterans help in the growth of newer ones. And there's another crucial point, the question of durability throughout the season. Joseph mentioned the energy Singleton brings to practice. Lombardi highlighted Engram's work ethic. This isn't by chance. In the NFL, maintaining performance level during 17 regular season games plus playoffs is challenging. Having players who not only maintain high level but also elevate teammates is fundamental to sustaining competitiveness throughout the entire campaign. Broncos Country. Now let's talk about how these coordinator revelations translate into realistic expectations. For upcoming games, with Singleton commanding our defense, we can expect a more communicative and reactive unit. Joseph made it clear this guy doesn't just execute, he anticipates and adjusts. This means more solid defenses against different types of attacks. In beyond the first games of the season, this adaptation ability from Singleton will be tested against different offensive schemes. But based on what Joseph revealed, I'm confident our defense will adjust quickly and create problems for opponents. On the offensive side, with Engram offering all this versatility, Lombardi will have many more options when putting together the game plan. This means less predictable and more effective attacks in decisive situations. And look how exciting. When you have players who understand the system deeply and can make real-time adjustments, you have a team that can compete with any opponent. So, Denver Broncos family, what did you think of these revelations from our coordinators? Singleton on defense, Engram on offense. We're building something special indeed. Comment below which of these two players you think will have the biggest impact this season. Drop that like. Share with friends from the Broncos Country family, and don't forget to subscribe to stay on top of all the news about our team. Until the next video, and let's go all out, Broncos Country. Go Broncos!